You know that feeling, right? You're deep into a document or a spreadsheet and you just think to yourself, there has to be a faster way to do this. Well, if you've ever felt like you're only using about 10% of what your software can actually do, guess what? You're absolutely right. So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to talk about something called the inefficiency trap. It's a problem we all have. Then we'll build our way out of it, starting with a universal toolkit that works everywhere. After that, we'll dive into mastering content and taming your data. And then we'll get into supercharging your teamwork and, the grand finale, automating your workflow. Let's do this. Okay, first things first, let's talk about this trap, because honestly, we all fall into it. You learn one way to get something done, and even if it's a little clumsy, you just keep doing it that way. I mean, it works, so why change? But that's the thing. Good enough is often the enemy of so much better. And look, this is not a personal failure on your part. Not at all. We're talking about over 14,000 features across the Microsoft 365 suite. It is literally impossible for any one person to know everything. So, of course, we all end up carving out our own little corners of the software and stay in there. This all leads to something I call the inefficient mindset. It's that little voice in our head that says, hey, what I'm doing now gets the job done. So what I don't know, I don't really need. But the problem is, what if that one thing you don't know could save you an hour every single week? So how do we break out of this? We start by building a universal toolkit. This is all about changing our habits, shifting from being passive users of our software to being active, curious problem solvers. We're going to build skills that work pretty much everywhere. It all kicks off with this really powerful concept, the virtuous cycle. It's simple. You invest just a little bit of time to learn one faster way. Boom, you save time. Then you take a tiny piece of that time you saved and reinvest it in learning another shortcut. And that saves you even more time. It just snowballs.
You ready for an absolute game changer? Right now, in whatever app you're in, look at the very top. That's your quick access toolbar. You can put your favorite commands up there. Now here's the magic. Just tap the Alt key on your keyboard. See those little numbers that pop up? Alt+1 now instantly runs that first command. You've just made your own keyboard shortcuts with zero effort.
And that's just one tiny example of the power that's just hiding right there in plain sight. Start using keys like Control when you drag with your mouse. It'll copy things instantly. Pin the files you use every day so they're always there. Oh, and press Windows+V. That brings up a history of everything you've copied. These little habits, they add up to huge time savings. Okay, so we've got some universal skills down. Now let's apply them to the places we live and breathe every day, Word and PowerPoint. It's time to stop just typing and start actually engineering our documents like a pro. You want to see where that pro structure really pays off? It's right here. The real reason to use styles in Word isn't just to make things look pretty. When you use proper heading styles, you unlock the navigation pane. You can forget that frantic, high-stakes cutting and pasting. Now you just drag and drop a heading and the entire section moves with it. It is incredible. And hey, next time you're bringing something from one app to another, don't just paste. Use Paste Special and create a link. Just imagine, you put an Excel chart in your Word report. A week later, the numbers change. Well, if you linked it, you just refresh the data in Excel, and poof, the chart in your Word doc updates automatically. No more doing things twice. Okay, just like we can bring structure to our documents, we can absolutely bring structure to our data. We've all been there, right? Staring at some monster spreadsheet, just feeling completely lost. But there are tools in M365 to help you collect, clean, and analyze all that data with way less pain. This right here is a perfect example of a huge mental shift. The old way, emailing an Excel file around, ending up with final_v2, use this one. That's a recipe for disaster. Instead, a tool like Microsoft Lists gives you one central online place. Everyone enters their data at the same time, and you can even set rules to make sure it's clean from the get-go. No more chaos. And once you have good, clean data in Excel, there's a modern workflow. Step 1, and this is non-negotiable. Format your data as a proper table with Control+T. That unlocks everything. From there, you can use the quick analysis tool for instant charts. You can even let the built-in AI suggest insights. And finally, you summarize it all with pivot tables to slice and dice your data any way you want. All right, it's great to be efficient on our own, but what happens when we're working with a team? Well, smart collaboration isn't just about having more meetings. It's about having the right workflows and tools to keep everybody on the same page, effortlessly. This might be the single biggest shift you can make for modern teamwork. I mean it. Stop sending attachments in your emails. When you share a file from OneDrive with a link, you create a single source of truth. Everyone is always looking at the most up-to-date version. You can all work on it at the same time, and you don't clog up anyone's inbox. It is safer, smarter, and just better. And inside of Microsoft Teams, it's all about using the right tool for the right job. A simple chat, that's perfect for a quick question or a fast, informal back and forth. But for a real project, something with a longer lifespan, you've got to graduate to a full team. That gives you organized channels, a shared library for all your files, and tools like Planner to track who's doing what. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. This is the fun part. This is automation. This is where we stop doing the boring, repetitive stuff and we make the software do it for us. So say hello to Power Automate. It's a tool that lets you connect your apps together to create workflows, and you don't have to write a single line of code. It's built on a really simple idea. When a trigger happens in one place, it causes an action somewhere else. For example, when a new email with an invoice arrives, then automatically save the attachment to a specific folder and post a message about it in Teams. You just set it up once and it works forever. And this really brings us to the core philosophy behind all of this. Please don't just go learn a bunch of features for the sake of it. Start with the business need. Start with your pain point. What's that one clunky task that drives you crazy every day? Identify that problem first, and then go looking for the perfect tool in the M365 suite to solve it. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What is one thing, just one, in your own workday that feels clunky, repetitive, and annoying? What's one process you could improve tomorrow using one of the ideas we just talked about? Find that one thing, make it just a little bit better, and you will have started your own virtuous cycle of efficiency.